Sex, porn, love addiction is all about self-soothing to manage your emotions. It got set up back in the childhood development years. It's just not about sex. It's not about porn. It's all about the repeated use has set up the physiology to crave those dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, self-manufactured drugs in the body. It's impacting women, men, children aged 10 to 75 across all the age ranges, the sexes, the cultures, the professions. It increased exponentially during COVID lockdown and impacting so many lives. The Kairos Center has created the first online comprehensive sex, porn, love addiction. It's a video on demand recovery program which you can access from anywhere in the world and begin to see identifiable changes just within 6 weeks of beginning this weekly program. Kairos means your appointed time. Isn't it your time to reclaim your life? Bring color back to life without shame. Click the link below and begin your journey. You owe it to yourself and to others. In this session, we're going to talk about you getting some help, some support in your recovery from a 12 steps group. I'll talk to you a little bit more about a 12-step group. I don't know if you've ever come across the term, but what we are talking about here is the fact that many years ago, Alcoholics Anonymous was established, and it's often given this colloquial term, 12 steps group, 12 steps recovery group. And there are now some 12 steps recovery groups specifically for those with sex, porn, love addiction. And it is really important as a part of this recovery program that you consider joining one of those groups. Now, I know that when I first broached this with other past clients of mine, it has created a whole lot of trepidation, concern, worry. What does that mean for me? Let's come back to that in a minute, but in this particular session, I'm going to give you some attachments which identify, I call them my Hollywood greats. They're images of people in the public media, in the high profile media, in terms of pop stars, Hollywood stars, and all of them have the same thing in common, which is they are and have acknowledged themselves, I believe, to the media as having had, or maybe even still have, sex, porn, love addiction patterns of behavior. I think you'll know some of them. You'll know about Tiger Woods. There are various very wealthy individuals. I'll identify their images to you so you can see that essentially this thing of porn, sex, love addiction crosses over what I call all the echelons of society. It isn't just at a type of, don't like the term classes, but if we use them because they explain what I'm trying to communicate, they cut across all the different classes of society. It's not just limited to a working class. The Hollywood greats. This sex, porn, love addiction affects the judges, affects the accountants, affects all the lawyers, not all, but lawyers. It affects the road sweeper, the school janitor, the caretaker. It cuts across all the different classes in society. That is relevant because many have fears that joining a 12 steps program may put them in contact with certain types of individuals. There's perhaps a perspective, a perception, maybe coming from Hollywood, that it's the sort of street person, the down and out on their luck. It's not. That's probably a very long time caricature which is long gone. It is the types of professional people that I just talked about. How do I know that? Because they are amongst my clients who I would be sending to a 12 steps program. And I would like to think the majority do attend. Certainly they come back with their feedback. So what I'm saying to you is that attending a 12 steps program is a necessary part of the recovery if you want to succeed in your recovery. Not everyone does, but the majority of my clients certainly are guided by my advice that they really should research and attend one of the various 12 steps groups that are in their area. Lots of questions might come out of that for you, but let's talk about the different types of 12-step groups that are available for sex, love, porn addiction. The first one I can mention is Sexaholics Anonymous. Sexaholics Anonymous. Another one is Sex Addiction Anonymous. And then there is SLAA, Sex and Love Addiction Anonymous. Some people say SLAA or SLAA. Doesn't matter so much which one you choose. I know that there are clients of mine who have concerns about things they've heard about the higher power. I'm an atheist, I'm an agnostic, I can't subscribe to a God concept. I can send you an article where you will see that many have considered the obstacles for them joining such a group because of their lack of any real faith. And I can show you the articles if you'd like to read them, where others have identified themselves as atheists, as agnostics, as having no belief, no faith, etc., but can quite readily be accommodated in a 12 steps program. The point is, the support that provides is really crucial. Trying to do this recovery by yourself, essentially as I call it, as an island, is a really tough one to try to do. I encourage you to get alongside other people. Something about group therapy. I know it's not really therapy as we look at therapy. What you're doing with me is therapy, is counselling, but we can still see the group scenario as providing a really good therapeutic basis for helping in people's individual recovery. So I commend the 12-step groups to you. You would need to do your own research. I hope that you'll get somebody to help you. If the porn blocker, when you put the term in, probably shouldn't get blocked by any of the porn blocker software that you have put in place. Should not block these names. But if you do, get somebody to help you with the search. The important thing is that you search out a group ideally near to you. Some people try not to go to one too close to them because they don't want to be recognized. I think the dilemma there is it's going to be difficult to keep up the attendance where you're traveling for long hours or long periods of time, particularly, as I say to clients, in the winter months when you get home and you just want to really stay inside. It's really important that it isn't a long journey. Once you've identified a class near to you, a 12 steps program near to you, make contact through the contact point that you see, send an email, make a call, send a text, and somebody hopefully will come back to you and just confirm where it is, and they will absolutely want to just check that you are appropriate for attending that program. Really, by that I mean it's really about the confidentiality. They will want to make sure that there isn't somebody seeking in some way to inappropriately infiltrate the group, because it's so highly confidential.